Dearly beloved, we have gathered here today to get to this thing called life. Electric word life that means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else. Take on me. Take me on. Everybody set feet on the ground.
You are an obsession, you're my obsession. Who do you want me to be? To make you sleep with me?
I saw you so soon. You'll take me up in your arms. Too late to beg you. Oh, cancel it though. I know it must be.
We're not gonna take it. Oh, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Oh, we're not gonna take it. Oh, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
Be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like you, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away. And I know all the games you play because I play them too, baby.
So that summer's here and we're in effect. Want you to push it back. Cooling by day, even at night. Working up a sweat. Let's go show the guys that we know how to become number one in a hot body show. Now push it.
Push it.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to have run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there.
You can see anything you want to see there.
There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there. Take your family there. But you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holes the key there. Be there. Got to be there.
Just you and me there. You just got to be there. Got to be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there.
You've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. Be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello, customers. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.
Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, it's still windy here.
It is. It's horrible in Scarbados tonight.
I think it's been like windy for a week, hasn't it?
Yeah, we have. We've had Storm Dudley, Storm
Dudley
Eunice,
and Eunice.
Storm Franklin, and Storm Gladys.
Gladys and Manuel.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh, chuffing out. I hope some of you are okay. I know some of you got like flooding and waders and wellies on and everything. Oh, I hope it's okay for you all. It's been quite bad this year, hasn't it? For bad weather.
yeah.
Climate change.
Climate change is real. It's going on right now.
Well, that air lacquer I've been using for the past 30 odd years.
Let's have a look who is in the YouTube room at the moment. We have Mark the Vicar was straight in. Claire, Kim Peterson from Denmark. I most probably get it wrong. I think it's Denmark. Mad Abba fan, Matthew Bond, Sandra Brown, Stuart Harrison Boyd from Bangor in Northern Ireland. Nibbles and Bubbles, both.
Bonjour, welcome back from
Bonjour, ça va?
from Paris.
So yeah, both Nibbles and Bubbles are in tonight.
We've got Mr. Nibbles in.
We have the full famille. I meant to look up what Nibbles and Bubbles was in French, and I forgot.
Nibble.
Nibble et
Bubble.
bubble. We have Andrew Chapman, Fanny.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Chapman, happy birthday. Yeah.
Yes, we do take note.
Happy birthday.
I hope you've had a lovely day, and well, I hope you have a lovely evening in our company.
Yeah.
So have a happy birthday.
Fanny from Daventry, Helen Boulter, Will Venus, Will Wiggs Venus. Who else is in here? 7 Network is here. 2 Weldon, Coral Daft. Hi, Coral.
Hello, Coral.
The legendary Cilla Black is in. Andrew Chapman, Helen Boulter, we've mentioned you two. Angela Larson, Jason Moore is in. Cy Slimbo is back.
I've got a little message for Cy Slimbo. Lovely Joanne Gray is in hospital at the moment with a spot of pneumonia. She's messaged us today. She's okay. She's just being treated very well by the doctors and nurses. But she wants to say to Cy Slimbo that she's okay and she's not over the bridge.
She's not dead, so she wants you not to write her eulogy.
So we all send you lovely thoughts, Joanne, while you're in that hospital bed with nice male nurses giving you a little.
Oh yeah, hospital must be horrible at the moment, mustn't it?
Yeah. So lots of love to you, Joanne.
The Jimmy Riddle is in. Vegan Bloke 76. Chuck Trow.
Hi Chuck, how you doing?
From the US of A. Who else have we got here? Tracy, Dan Leacock, Delinda Garrett. Lots of names coming back. Dave has a work call. Shh, Dave is on a work call.
Dave's busy.
Dave is busy. Dave, put us onto them.
Yeah, we'll get you work.
Hello, this is Ariadne. Are you after Dave? I'm afraid he's very busy for the next hour. Demented Nun is in. Eamon Clabby is here. IC82 is watching from a train bound for Crewe. Oh. Nellie Pledge is here.
Having a cream on. Well, have a nice cream on Captain.
Cy Slimbo wants to know who's looking after Joanne's pussy. With the doctors.
Hopefully the little doctors and nurses at the hospital. Over in the Facebook snug, we've got lovely Mark Mundane Pearson. He's been busy washing his caravan all day today. Yes. I think he's got 2 caravans out at the moment, haven't you, Mark, that you're busy sorting out? A lovely Diana Whitbread, lovely Richard Bobbins Duffer, Alan Sabot King. Hello to Leanne McGee.
All the way from New South Wales.
Oh, New South Wales, that must be early in the morning. Lovely Melanie Fairley. Lovely Keith Wellens, who keeps sending us lovely funny pictures of sherry and brandy. Spencer Carter. Hello, Spencer. How are you, my love?
Spencer, can I tell people your story about Anna Karen? Let me know. Write a comment now if I can tell people that story.
And a lovely Italian greeting from Philippus Iocomus Brachiomofortis.
Salve.
Salve. Lovely Chris Gilbert. Lovely Cindy McDuffie. Gabriel Chasse. Diane Stone.
Now, Gabriel Chasse is over in the States as well. I think in New England.
In New England, yeah.
I'm not looking for New England.
Diane Stone. Jason Rigby. Martin Garton Spence. Jason Bridge. Paul McFarlane. Had a lovely birthday yesterday. I hope you did, Paul. The lovely in-laws. David and Anne from Formby. Lovely Anthony Berry. Keith Rowbottom or Robotham. Lovely Mark Wooden. Have you seen Whoop Whoop yet?
Don't bang on the desk.
Sorry. Annette Dix.
Sarah Simpson.
Sarah Simpson's Geraldina Lee.
Geraldina Lee is in Crew.
Oh, she's
So,
in Crew.
whoever's on the way to Crew, pop in to see Geraldina.
Darren Riley says, isn't it sad about Anna Karen? Yeah, it's really sad. Jason Bridge.
I think that's everyone.
Dame Sue Neal has just popped in, so we'll get her a little rubber black. Simon White says, lay nibbly bits. It's for French for nibbles.
Le Nibbly Bits.
Lovely Michael Colson. And lovely
Caroline is in.
Marcia Maudsley and Ewan are in too.
Marcia has had her halo removed. She will always be an angel, but she's had her big halo removed, so she is on the mend, which is wonderful. And Caroline is in. So to Caroline, welcome back, my love.
And I think that's everybody's it. Is there? Have I mentioned everybody?
I think you have.
I hate leaving people out.
Matthew JB is coming since we did the name check. And over here, Alex Johnson, Gareth Jones. He was late, but he's got a letter from his mum.
Alex Clark on this side popped in.
Yakidar Alex. Alex has got the On the Buses game. So,
I know, yeah.
I think that's about everyone.
And Graham Jarvis says, loves to us both.
Near Crew. Is there a bit of a Crew party going on? What's going on in Crew?
Crew always looked busy every time we popped through, didn't it?
We did.
So yes, sad news today about
really
the tragic death of lovely Anna Karen. She's sort of been, popping up on Facebook quite a lot recently. People were sort of saying, oh, she's the only cast member left from, On the Buses, and I think somebody mentioned there was going to be On the Buses due, and she was going to go there, and so yeah, really sad news.
We were both really gutted to read that, because you kind of knew of Anna Karen, obviously from On the Buses, but you've read biographies of Joan Littlewood and stuff, and she pops up, doesn't she?
Yeah, she was Barbara Windsor mentions it in her book, and the famous story of when Anna Karen went to audition for Olive,
all dolled up
and full of makeup, and Barbara Windsor went, get that lad off, they might look at you if you're looking like that. So I think either Anna went to the toilet with Barbara or went on her own and scrubbed it all off, sorted her hair out, went in as plain Jane and got the part, and and she's been the one and only Olive Rudge that we've known and loved.
Yeah, we will miss her, and it's just a tragic story to read that this morning. Spencer Carter's story about Anna Karen. So Spencer's other half is an actress and was one of the 4 leads in the Vagina Monologues when it went on tour, and Anna Karen was one of the others. And it was playing at smaller venues, and Spencer was one of the stage crew. He was an SM, so he was stage managing. And there was a man on the front row, and he was harumphing every time someone mentioned their lady bits. which is obviously full of it because it's the vagina monologues. So this man was tutting and harumphing and all this stuff. Anyway, in the interval, Anna Karen came off and stopped Spencer and said, "Can you sort out that C word on the front row?" She didn't realise that her microphone was still live. So the whole audience heard her say, "Can you sort out that on the front row?"
Oh, amazing.
And apparently it got a better reaction than even the curtain call did. Everyone up on their feet cheering.
And we, of course, loved her in EastEnders as Aunt Sal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, raise a glass. Wherever you are, raise a glass to the lovely Anna Karen in her memory.
And we shall watch them on the buses this week in memory of her.
We will. Guinotai e boule, I think.
Is
Guinotai e boule.
that
Nibbles and Bubbles.
Nibbles and Bubbles?
Sai says Olive is now at the bus terminal.
She is.
I'd see if any other little messages come in. So glasses raised to Anna Karen. So what have we been up to this week? Well, I have been
She's
super busy.
been busy, haven't you?
Yeah, massively busy.
She's been, well, as you know, she's been working since New Year on this new course that she's been teaching. It's not only been a video course, but it's been like she's been making booklets and pamphlets and reading that goes alongside it for the students. And then the other night she was busy doing the course to students all around the world.
Yeah,
so
it was up at
she was at 2 a.m.
2 a.m. teaching China and the Philippines and Australia and New Zealand and India
till 5 a.m.
till 5 a.m. Then I went to bed for a few hours and then I was up again teaching America and Brazil and Mexico.
And all the feedback's good and positive.
Feedback was brilliant. I'm really proud of myself for what I've done.
So we'll raise your glass to you, Jamie. Well done.
Thank you very much. But you guys know, because I've been talking about it for weeks. It's been really hard work, but it's totally rewarding because of what I'm teaching people. It's a joy to teach people about something that makes life better for everyone, reminding them that they're just humans. They're just humans dealing with other humans.
Yeah. So I hope, as I said, I hope all your weeks have been good. You can tell us any news that you've had or any special happenings or anything that you want us to make public.
Andrew Chapman, the birthday boy, has said it's lovely that Kylie saw our Suddenly Neighbours video, the wedding video. I don't know if anyone saw that. We put a thing out. But we got a like from Kylie. We thought that video was going to go viral and set the world alight, and it didn't.
It started a bit of a fizz.
But to get a like from Kylie Minogue is pretty darn special, eh?
Yeah.
So we were super proud of that.
Yeah.
We are just hoping that someone from Neighbours shares it, because as soon as it gets shared, that's when it might take off.
That's when it goes boom.
Yeah.
And while it's doing its rounds, we're making Angry Anderson some lovely dosh, aren't we?
We are, yeah. We're making even the outtakes video. So we put the outtakes video out at the weekend. But even that is attributed to Angry Anderson. Anytime you watch that, Angry Anderson is getting something like 2p.
2p or few p.
Yeah.
So yeah, good on him. He deserves it. Peggy, come here.
It's Philip's birthday on Friday. He says he can't believe he's 20. I don't think he's 27. 27 again. I'm 27 again. Nibble et Bubble asks, did we see Kylie at the open air theatre? No,
but we heard her.
But we sat in the garden and listened to it. So it was as the crow flies, the open air theatre is not that far. And if the wind is coming in the right direction, we hear it really, really clearly.
Yeah, we've heard Steps. We've heard Boy George.
We've heard Gary Barlow.
Kylie.
Which I think Nibble et Bubble were at Gary Barlow.
Also, we've heard a few. The loud ones, the noisy ones.
We haven't been to see anything at the open air theatre. The thought of being like hemmed in like that, or having to queue for ages to go and see something, and then maybe having to pop your pack-a-mac on. And
Oh yeah, raining on your cheese on your sandwiches. Oh,
although apparently the open air swimming pool, which is just behind the open air theatre, you can buy evening tickets to that when there's a concert on, and kind of swim out and listen in the water. So I would like that.
so yeah, it's lovely that she's liked it.
Thank you. Lovely message there from Robbie James, who says thank you for your antics. So for our shenanigans, he says his dear mum, who is housebound, doesn't see much of life, but our sketches enlighten her day.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's lovely to hear.
What's her name? Let's give her a shout out.
So that's what we're doing.
Let us know what her name is.
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, we get a lot of nice comments from people saying that we cheer up their day. We obviously get comments from people who don't really like us and make it public, but
I had one today. Someone said,
oh yeah, we had one today.
someone said like, "Oh, this is great. This video's so funny. The big guy's brilliant. The one with the beard isn't good, to be honest."
Oh, and they went in the trash can.
Gary and Debbie Coxell. One of the Coxells, so Gary or Debbie, has had a fall. We hope whoever it is well, and we hope whoever is looking after whoever it is well. I'm not sure which one of you is chatting to us. From me to you, Thomas Corrigan.
Hello, Thomas. How are you? It's our little panto-loving boy, Thomas. He's not seen you for a couple of weeks, Thomas, have we? You've been busy, haven't you?
We are sending
Shopping.
lots of love to Julie from Leicester. So it's Julie from Leicester is Robbie's housebound mum.
Oh, okay. Julie, hello.
Julie, thank you for watching us.
Thanks for loving us, and we love you back.
We have someone from Saint-Malo joining us. André Adelaka. Bonjour, Pep. Bonjour, ça va?
So he says, where's Peggy? She's actually on the chaise, and I'm just tickling her little side at the moment. Can you see that little tickle there?
The Eat Me boys are here.
Hello, boys.
Bonjour, le Eat Me.
You've been away, and one of you's hurt their arm, haven't they?
Yeah, lots of people are slipping and hurting themselves.
Always this time of the year, though, isn't it? Everything's wet. Everything's blowing you over.
We hope you're okay, my lovely. I was gonna think about coming to you tomorrow, as a treat to reward me for my work that I've just finished. So should we go to the Eat Me tomorrow, sort of mid-afternoon for a dinner?
Yeah.
Book us in, table 2 at the window. Veggie special. So Les Nibbles et Bubbles are back from a whirlwind trip to Disney in Paris. And if you don't follow Nibbles and Bubbles, I think you can just search for Nibbles and Bubbles on YouTube and subscribe to their channel. And if you want to watch their vlogs.
And they're lovely. They're lovely couple. And if you're not a fan of Disney, you don't need to be, because it's lovely just watching them having their little holidays.
Yeah, we love it.
They're lovely.
We're strangely addicted to them.
Yeah, and they sort of like show you the day in the life of a in Disney World, don't they? Like they show you all the nice food you get, all the nice drinks and cocktails, and we've watched lots of their videos.
We have.
And they go to other places as well, like they.
Well, they do some little reviews of some cafes around Scarborough. And things
Liverpool
like that.
and Filey.
It's interesting, fascinating. But yeah, have a little search.
Have a little search for them there. They're very, very good.
And Bubbles is a playwright. Nibbles is an actor. And Bubbles has her play performed around the country, or one of her plays, I think, has been performed.
And I think on their YouTube channel they've even got some of their acting work.
Yeah. Anyway,
some scenes.
We're not big. We obviously subscribe to us as well, guys. Let's have a look. Any messages coming in? We had a message here that was interesting, but I've missed. It's Debbie that has hurt herself. So big love to Debbie Coxell. I'm sure you're in safe and capable hands with Gary. Now I remember Gary is I think I might be completely wrong. I think Gary's a hairdresser, and is in the Real Housewives of Cheshire. I think. Gary,
In
I
the
might
real-
have that totally wrong. He's not one of the housewives, but I think he's
appears in
styled
it.
their hair, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think. Gary, if I've got that totally wrong and got cross lines, let me know. We have, so what we have coming up, we have a video from our vaults coming up. We've got some agony aunt coming up. We still want you to send us your agony aunt letters. So if you have an issue that you would like our agony aunts to look into,
So it could be to Whinge and Block It.
if you send them in, we will choose who answers them. You might get Sherry and Brandy.
You might get Maggie Bog.
You might get Whinge and Block It. You might even get Sucky Plunger and Bobby Glint from the QVC channel.
But they must be trying to sell you something.
But yeah, send us your messages through Facebook, like an agony aunt. We won't mention your name, so unless you want us to.
And you can make something up. You don't have to actually send us real
yeah,
questions.
obviously it's meant to be like fun, so don't send us serious ones because you'll get a.
And all the filthy ones goes to Sherry Stump.
Let's have a look. There's some talk about Abba going on in the YouTube room. Now, have I mentioned to you my my brush with Abba? Have I mentioned that on here?
You brush with Abba?
Yeah, Channel 5.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, I think you have, but some people might not have heard it.
There is a pretty terrible. I should be careful in case the director's watching it, but I think he would know it's cheesy as well. There's quite a cheesy biopic of Abba called When All Is Said and Done. Abba, When All Is Said and Done. Gary Coxell is in Real Housewives of Cheshire. One of the Real Housewives is a good client and friend, and he was in it at the start. So it's called Abba When All Is Said and Done, and it kind of shows you the life of Abba, and then as they get older and Abba splits, it carries on and shows you their life. Anyway, I play Agnette's stalker from Holland.
I love how you sort of say that word really correctly.
Agnette. So yeah, it's a real life guy, so I had to do some research on who he was. And I play her stalker who hunts her down onto a little island in Sweden and falls in love with her, and she reciprocates, and they move in together, and they kind of live as husband and wife for a while, and then she discovers he's a nutter.
Fancy shrine, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they built a shrine. They built me a shrine for Agnetta, and it was like an old kind of kitschy 50s cupboard, but you opened it up and there was candles burning in it, and it was covered with pictures of Agnetta. I really wanted it, and I spoke to the director and said, can I get it? Can I keep it?
So he said, the stalk in the forest, no way.
That's me.
That's him.
Have you watched it, Spencer?
Take your glasses off, then they'll recognise you and say, I miss you, I love you.
Agnetta, but I love you. Anyway, I wanted to keep this shrine, and we were just moving up to Scarborough not long after I filmed it, and Bill, the director, said, oh, I'd love to give it you, but we're going to wreck it because we're going to have to shoot through it. So they got out a chainsaw and cut a big hole in the back of it after we'd done the shot from the front so they could do a shot from inside. Anyway, that's my little brush with Abba. You get to see me popping out of a shower, and I do a love scene.
And where was
with
it
Agnetta.
filmed? It wasn't filmed in...
No, it was filmed in a really weird bit of London that I'd never been in before, which had loads of rivers and all these weird houses right on the river. I think Paul and Debbie Daniels lived very nearby, but it's this weird river that's
Oh, I've heard about
quite
that.
high up. I don't know if it's a bit of the
And all the
Thames.
houses are on stilts.
Yeah. So it looked like a bit of Sweden.
Is it something upon Thames?
It will be, I think. I'm not sure what it is. Let's have a look what's going on here. Do you have your shrine? We don't have a shrine to Cilla Black.
No.
Unfortunately.
We like Cilla, but not, we don't have a shrine to her, do we?
Spencer's seen it. Yeah. So I'd shave my beard off. And what they did, which was great, was they gave me fake hair that David Guest used to use. And it came in like a talc container.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And they sort of shook this talc all over my hair.
And did it
was
stick to your head with static?
Yeah, and it was little flecks of hair, but it sticks to your head and hair, and gave me like a full head of not a full head of hair because I still had short cropped hair.
I think a friend of mine who was in Buddy, who played Buddy, was going a bit thin on top, and they used to give him that.
Yeah, it was great. It was ace. It was a really funny little part to do. The people who played young Abba were a bit annoying because they were sort of lolling about.
They were the cool ones. They were playing the instruments, weren't they?
They were like sitting around singing.
We've
like
got some
Chiquitito and
we've got
stuff.
some numbers to learn. And you're like, I'm going to go and look at her knickers.
But the lady who played Agneta in sort of her 40s was lovely. We got on really well. We had to do a love scene. We had to sink down onto.
Oh, he's done some funny love scenes in his past, haven't you?
I have done a few love scenes
with a 3-breasted alien as well. Yeah.
I've done a love scene with a 3-breasted alien while I was dressed in a tuxedo on a chaise longue, and I've then done another love scene with a contortionist who was painted grey as a reptilian angel and had like rhino horns coming off her boobs.
Is that the same film?
Same film. And that was a full-on sex scene that I did with her. I think it's on some dubious websites now as like something for people to get off on.
Well, our friend was in...
it was filmed. It was in Henley-on-Thames, and I think Spencer said that. Eat Me Cafe might have said that as well. But yeah, Henley-on-Thames, I think.
Our friend was in Heartbeat, and she was tied up by some robbers in one scene, and that's gone onto a
fetish site.
A fetish tying up website.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope none of our stuff's ended up on a weird website.
I'll try and find it. There'll be a link out there somewhere for it. So I'll try and find it.
It might even be on YouTube, mightn't it?
Yeah, if you search Jamie Honeyborn Abba, you might get it on YouTube. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Will Venus says whenever he shaves or they shave off their beard, they look like a very old baby. I look much younger without my beard, don't I?
Don't I?
Don't I look different though?
Yeah, you do.
I look significantly different.
And if it's you had it dyed, didn't you, recently? Was it? Or did we dye it?
My beard?
Yeah. Did we
No,
dye
we've
it?
spoken of dyeing it, but we've not.
Did we colour it for?
We coloured it for Conchita Verse.
That was it, and we sort of noticed how young you look.
Yeah, because it's very grey. Hello, you little girl. The dog is down here.
I'm stroking Peggy, not Jamie. Pegs, come out.
Scylla says we should see her without a beard.
Come on. Come out, they can knock a cable.
Paul Daniels' eldest son had a fancy... There's talk of Paul Daniels that I'm going to fill you in on. Paul Daniels'
Peggy,
eldest son had a fancy dress shop in Wigan. He looked... I shouldn't maybe be reading this. He looked like a tramp and stunk of stale cigs and booze. Shockingly, the shop shut down.
Well, I know one of them gave Debbie a right old to do after he died, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, they wanted that.
There was Martin Daniels was on Game for a Laugh, wasn't he? Do you remember when Game for a Laugh they changed everyone?
Is that on Saturday nights where they came downstairs laughing?
Yes, I don't.
Couldn't stick that.
They changed everyone, and it became Rusty Lee,
Yeah.
Martin Daniels, and
Yeah.
I can't remember who else.
Well, I think the Kennedy woman left, didn't she? Sarah Kennedy, she left, and I think did the man with the little hand? What was his name?
Beadle.
Beadle. He stayed, didn't he? Did he stay for a while?
I think Beadle would have stayed. Beadle was a brilliant radio DJ, you know, like a talk radio DJ. Chris, so aka Nibbles, has said, was it the 3-breasted alien from Total Recall?
He wishes.
Wasn't, but it's dead weird. I mean, it's really weird. That was that one was kind of more like a kitsch kind of 1950s like cutie alien, sort of like an alien you'd get from the Jetsons, apart from having 3 boobs. But they painted her kind of sky blue, and she did a weird little dance for me.
And I did a student film where I was meant to be in a stripper club, and I was surrounded by loads of naked women from. I think they got them from the West End, and they just appeared and danced. And it was
Proper
like,
strippers, weren't they?
yeah,
Bowls.
And all the other blokes on set were like, "Oh, look at you, mate! Look at you!" I was
Alan
like,
was going, how do you do
"I'm
nails?
sorry, there's nothing for me, darling."
Your eyes are good. How have you done that?
Why? How do you keep so pert?
Philip says it was the Philippus says it was the eldest son. Him and Debbie had a massive row over the shop as he was running it into the ground and she was funding it. We used to laugh about
Ballet Magique.
Ballet Magique. Louis Theroux's documentary when he goes to live with with Paul and Debbie Daniels. Debbie Daniels has a ballet company at the time called Ballet Magic, but it's always pronounced Ballet Magique.
Wasn't it sort of like magic on stage with dancing? Like a swan would appear and then disappear or something.
Yeah, I think the tricks didn't look that magique.
Well, I think all she's doing now is talking about her kitchen cupboards.
Oh, talking about poor Debbie Daniels. I think she has a Radio 2 show. I'm not sure.
She's not doing too bad though since Paul went over the bridge.
No, I know. She did
got
Strictly
and all that.
She
And...
got Augusta House on Strictly. A bit too much for my liking. But yeah, now she does Mucky Kitchens adverts. But you don't want to think that Debbie's got a mucky kitchen, do you?
Yeah, and she's doing a funeral plan one.
A quick question has come in. Celine or Mariah?
Celine, I think.
Celine. The lovely Erica is in. Deeks is here.
Hello, Dee.
Hello, Deeks.
I thought you had a leak happening in your back kitchen.
She has got a leak.
I hope it's all sorted, love.
Erica's husband, aka Misty, is most probably popping buckets under.
Yeah,
He's handy. He'll be sorting out.
He'll sort out. If anything's going to sort out, it'll be Misty Fry.
Dan Gleacock says he once saw Debbie McGee on a school trip to London to watch The Beautiful Game. Oh, do you remember we watched The Beautiful Game?
I like it. I like it.
Yes, I really like it.
We left at the interval, didn't we?
Shh, my friend was in it. No, I think I might have stayed for the whole thing. My friend Diane played Protestant Girl, I think, but she sings a beautiful duet with Hannah Waddingham. Anyway, Dan went to see The Beautiful Game, saw Debbie McGee. She got out of a Bentley and walked into theatre. The number plate was MAG1C. Magic.
Ballet Magic.
7 Network says Debbie Ricks was on Debbie Ricks was on Game for a Laugh. Debbie Ricks.
Debbie Ricks.
I don't remember Debbie Ricks.
I'll have to look her up.
Debbie Ricks sounds like she's going to look like. So the name Debbie Ricks to me sounds like she's going to look like the one
Maggie
from
Philbin?
Homes. No, the woman from Homes Under the Hammer.
Which one? The blonde one?
The blonde one. The one who...
Lucy Alexander.
Lucy Alexander. I think she's going to look a bit like that, Debbie Ricks. Lucy Alexander, of course, from Chesney Hawkes video. The one and only.
I love the old school Homes Under the Hammer with those two. They look like Dollar.
We're going to hand over. We're going to go to the Agony Aunts and see what advice they have and who they have advice for. So let's have a look at the Agony Aunts.
Now, dealing with problems like this can be quite complicated.
For a long time that it's far too easy to get married. It's harder to buy a 3-piece suite on HP.
So we've got a letter here. This is from Mark and Mamfa. Strange name. So it says the couple in front of us at the theatre. I think they're at the theatre when they were texting this to us. The couple in front of us at the theatre keep talking and opening cans of water during the show. We're considering legal action by the way of suing for loss of time and money while we're here. I fear, however, that the lady of the couple is quite a legal eagle, having checked her phone during the first half for emails and messages. Should we forego the legal quibbling and just slap them instead?
I mean, I'm not posh. I don't go to theatres, but as you said, when I went to see Joe Longthorne, I was very distressed. Somebody in front of me started gobbing off, didn't they?
What did you do?
I stood up and I said, "Buckle up, Buttercup. You've just flicked my bitch switch," and she ran. She ran for that bloody door.
But the offset was you got chucked out yourself, wasn't
No,
it?
he invited me on stage. We sung a song together.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well done. I don't know if you can do that at the National Theatre,
No.
Mark and Mamfa. My advice would be just subtly join in with the conversation. Pop in, add your own 2 penneth worth. Either you'll make friends for life or you'll shut the pair of them up. Think on.
Or phones and water don't mix, so grab their can and pour it on their phones.
Oh,
End of that problem.
Good plan.
Well, that's
Good advice, yeah. Well, we hope that Mark and Mamfa got that, are at the theatre now and get that and can do that. The news from Spencer Carter. Now, Spencer Carter is our showbiz correspondent. He's a radio DJ and we feel we have to trust him. He says that there was no Debbie Ricks on Game for a Laugh.
Ooh.
Over here, we're hearing that Debbie Ricks was a newsreader, short brown hair. She was on Breakfast Time. We're also hearing that Nibbles and Bubbles love Homes Under the Hammer
Oh, do you?
nearly as much as Place in the Sun.
Oh, we love that as well.
Or we could watch Place in the Sun all day, I reckon.
Yeah.
You always wonder if they're going to be a buyer or a legger.
I like it when the house is like 127 grand and they go, "I'm going to put an offer in for 90." I'm like, eh?
We get annoyed, don't we, with that?
I'd be like, yeah. No, they said no. No. Well, it's because I want a pool in it. I want to put a pool in it, and I don't like the cupboards. So I want 30 grand knocked off.
A lot of love for the agony aunts. Remember, if you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can write to Whinge and Block It. Send in your agony problems, anything that you need advice on, and we'll get that answered by one of our many employees.
And you'll have a no-nonsense reply, which will suit you to the ground.
If I hate people. Erica, who's still in, she'll agree with us. Theatre etiquette.
Oh, it's gone awful, hasn't it?
It's gone awful.
It's gone absolutely awful. People having sandwiches. People having those those sandwich boxes that you go.
Someone had hot chicken wings, didn't they? When we went to see Zorro the musical, of all things.
And then we saw a one-woman show with Vanessa Redgrave, was it?
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
with Vicky.
Yeah, and she was on the show for 90 minutes without an interval. Halfway through, somebody opens a pork pie, and I swear that she whiffed that pork pie on stage and got hungry.
You could see in the middle of a monologue, you could see the Redgrave go,
"Ooh, pork pie." Ooh, a bit of mustard and a pickled onion. Ooh.
Erica, who is a West End performer, is telling us that she's witnessed 3-course dinners being eaten in the theatre. There was a show, I can't remember what it was. I think it's yesterday, and I can't remember where it was, but I read it on the news. My mind. But they stopped it halfway through. The actors stopped it halfway through because of the behaviour of the audience. Do you think that's right? Because I don't know where I stand with that. Because I think the audience have paid for the tickets. I know there should be etiquette. But yeah.
It's a shame, really, because I've worked front of house as well, and it's something that's really difficult to tell somebody to, or somebody wants to be their phone pointing in the air and everything, and you don't really want to sort of make a big scene of it for the people around, because some people would just ignore it and continue. But when it starts annoying the actors, I think that's when something should be done.
But I don't know if they should stop the whole performance. That feels a bit... I mean, they could stop the performance, but not cancel it. A comment made me laugh in Facebook here. And did we say hello to Neil? Neil Sandwell, he snuck in.
He snuck in with his Pyrex dish.
I think he snuck in. I think he's just popped in to use the lavs. I don't think he's even popped to the bar. Funny comment. He says he sat next to someone at the theatre who had a Pyrex dish with a roast dinner in it. Then he finishes the sentence, and this is my favourite bit, with, "This was a Sondheim."
Well, it could have been a long one, mightn't it?
Erica says she would say, "Get out, sling it," if people were doing that.
And it's also the type of food people are selling. So when you go to the cinema and you hear crunch, 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 why are they selling popcorn at a cinema?
Oh, we get annoyed with that, don't we?
It should be flumps, marshmallows, tubs of jelly.
Philippus says he went to see Carmen in Liverpool, and there was someone in the row. Oh, it's moved. There was someone in the row, in the front row, I think, or the row in front of him, who ate an entire cooked chicken.
The mind boggles.
Erica, who was in Mamma Mia, Erica played
the main part, didn't she?
Yeah,
I don't know her name. What's her name?
Tanya. She played Donna, but she played Tanya. She understudied Donna, played Tanya. So I want to say the slaggy one of the three. Not Julie Walters, not Meryl, the other one. She says when she was in Mamma Mia, there was brawling in the audience, so there was actual fights going on.
And Keith's made a good point about people coughing at snooker when you're watching a live. Coughing in the theatre as well.
Oh, honestly.
Suddenly the lights go down and you...
One cough then sets everyone off. We're pack animals. Mark Dayton, and this is going to be the last message on Game for a Laugh. Debbie Ricks was in Game for a Laugh. Final series.
There you go.
We're leaving it there. Game for a Laugh. We're closing the door on Game for a Laugh. Erica says she played all three of the Dynamos she played, but she says it was the slaggy one. Yes, I think she's called Tanya. She says the brawling happened during Winner Takes It All, of all songs.
And Deeks, did they all run down at the end? And like all charge this, you know, because my friend was in Buddy, and I saw him about 17 times. Oh, I know that inside out. And at the end, when they do all the sort of 5 songs together, everybody starts charging to the stage
To dance.
Yeah, but like, you know, all them, you know, and they're sort of reaching out, trying to sort of grab the actors, and it's like, ooh.
Was there a lot of dancing? Was there a lot of up on the feet dancing, Erica, during the mega mix?
Yeah.
I imagine there's a mega mix in Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
My friend Rachel played the same part as Erica in the American tour, and she actually got to perform at the Tonys, and that costume, I guess, you've got big platform boots on because you're about to like, you know, you've got to look like Abba. So she's in big platform boots. It's tight. Rachel's quite tall anyway. She's taller than me. Not that that's very tall. Anyway, she was waiting to go on, and there was a little tugging down on her costume down here, and she looked down, and this little person went, "Nice boots," and Rachel went, "Oh, thanks a lot," and was about to go on, and then suddenly dawned on her that was Liza Minnelli.
Really?
Yeah. And Rachel was like, I want to stop and like embrace Liza, but I've got to go and sing Super Trooper.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So this little, she said it was like a little munchkin tugging on her nice boots.
Baby Liza, little Liza's.
Lots of stuff. So lots of theatre etiquette stuff coming in. Cloying perfume sets asthma off. Defo needs silent food to snack on.
Yeah, flumps.
Keith Rowbottom went to see Les Mis in Newcastle. A couple in front had a hot water bottle. At half time, they took out 2 pot noodles and used the hot water.
Are you sure?
Poured the hot water from the
sure?
hot water bottles into the pot noodles. It makes sense. It'd be nice to have a little hot water. Be nice to have a little hot water bottle during the show, and then have a little pot noodle.
It's a good idea, though, isn't it? Although you could fill the hot water bottle with soup.
There was another story about, I can't remember what show it was, but a person on the front row bent over onto stage and plugged her phone in to charge up on one of the sockets on stage.
Again, it doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't.
Gabrielle Chassé over in the States has said there's a great story about Patti LuPone. Like, we could end that sentence there because there is always a great story about Patti LuPone. Was doing a show in a theatre so small that she could see the first few rows, and at curtain call she told them, "Don't leave their trash. Take it with them." Patty's famous for like stopping shows and shouting at people.
I think I had a story when she say about she stopped a show and because somebody's phone went off.
Yeah, there's video there's video that shows you how rubbish people are in the theatre though. That there's video of her stopping a show.
So we went to see something at the National once, and somebody just took all their walking boots off.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah.
They took their boots off and started, like,
drying their wet feet.
Oh, the smell.
Jason Rigby dropped a bottle at the theatre once. It bounced down every step to the stage.
Oh, don't talk about that.
Go on. Do you want to own up?
Oh yeah. Went to the National.
Alan still feels a bit sick from this story.
I went to the National to see a play. Jamie couldn't come with me that night because he was working, so I took a friend, and she said, "Oh, because you give me Jamie's ticket, because I didn't charge her. I gave it free." She said, "Let me buy you a drink," and I went, "Oh, I want anything big because I'll need the loo. I want a Tizer. I'll have a red wine. Go on, I'll push the boat out." And they gave me this like flimsy, wobbly picnic cup with red wine in it. So I thought, I'll make it last. So I was finding my seat, sat down, and I was about to just change hands by putting the cup into my other hand, and it fell out my hand. And it fell on a woman's coat in front of me. Red wine. White coat. Vic.
Was it a white coat?
No. It was like camel. No, it was sort of white. It was beige. It was like camel coloured. And Vic didn't see it. So I thought, I'm not going to say anything. And the first act, luckily, was about 1 hour 20. So I kept looking down at this stain on this coat, and for some reason it started to disappear. It wasn't like red anymore, but it's getting lighter and lighter. And at the interval, the woman sort of got up and went out, but left the coat there. And I thought, oh, it's still a bit stained.
Did you think about getting some spring water out and mopping?
No. And then as soon as the curtain call was up, I was like, so I ran out.
We need to go.
So like, if you're out there and you've got a grey stain or a light blue stain on the back of your camel coat.
Yeah, if you went to see Once on This Island at the National in like 2015.
Chuffing hell, I thought, never again. I'm not taking anything into the theatres ever again.
Eamon Clabby nearly choked on a minstrel chocolate at the beginning of Kim Cattrall's performance of Cleopatra in Liverpool. He was in the front row, and he said Kim gave him a little cheeky wink for not dying. Nibbles and Bubbles, I think it's Bubbles, and she says when she was at uni, a group of us, maybe including Neil Sandwell of the roast dinner at Sondheim, went to see Hamlet in Hull. How would you say that?
Hamlet in Hull.
Went to the Hamlet in Hull. They were on the front row. And someone dropped a bag of Maltesers. And they did they roll across the stage? Were you on like a level with the stage apron like theatre? So they rolled onto the stage, or honestly,
like a plunk.
Nibble said you should have gone very quickly and got a white wine and poured it on it. Because apparently that works.
Well, the lights had gone down. I thought, do you mean the lost phone? I found.
Can we admit this? Because Sarah might be in. We've never admitted it in public.
I found a phone and I thought I'm going to be good. I'm going to hand it into the police station. The nearest police station I go to, I'm going to hand it in. So I turned it off and put it in my bag.
We were going to see
the blonde bombshells.
The blonde bombshells at the Hampstead Theatre, and our friend was one of the blonde bombshells.
So about halfway through, we hear this like phone ringing. And I thought, well, it's not my phone. I don't recognise that.
It wasn't my phone. People were giving us filthy looks because it was coming from our direction.
People like looking in our direction. I thought, what are they going this from?
People started kind of saying, "Will you turn your phone off?" And I was going,
"It's not a phone. It's not a phone." And then
I even got my phone out and went, "Look, my phone is off."
And at the interval, I said, "Jamie, oh my God, what if it's that phone?" So I looked at it, and the off and on button was faulty, and it'd been on.
So obviously, the person who'd lost the phone was phoning it to try and like say, "Have you got my phone? Have you found my phone?" And it kept going off, and we were adamant it wasn't ours. We're going, it's not ours.
It can't be that phone, so I've turned it off.
Oh,
never again. If I find a phone, it's going to be left there.
Gary Coxell, or Debbie Coxell, I think it's still Gary. Gary says, at the Spice Girls at the Manchester Arena, he went with his nieces. He went to the loo, came back, and one of them had knocked his red wine over. He slipped and fell onto a special needs girl in the row below, and his legs were up in the air.
You see, you don't get over memories like that, do you?
And he says I couldn't get up for laughing. Philippa says he took his mum to the opera to see Madame Butterfly. It's your favourite opera.
Oh, yeah.
And she was sobbing so hard during the big aria that the poor soprano started giving her evils. Because they were right at the front in the centre.
Oh, I bet you were putting her off a tune, a note.
Alan used to love. He worked at the E&O, the Coliseum, and used to love it during Madame Butterfly. This was when he smoked. Going out for a fag at the back of the theatre because all the geishas would be out with the capstans.
What they used to do with the operas is they used to employ like actors or dancers or whatever to be cast members. It'd be like extras on a TV background. So they employed all these like girls to be like geishas. So 1 minute they're like throwing petals during an aria. Their families said, "My boyfriend's got a huge fucking knob." Smoking and drinking out of like bottles of Budweiser.
Erica was a nun, wasn't she, in Something Funny at the National, and she used to have to go, run on. There must be stories of that. And
Nikki Baxter said she's found some teeth that I told her about, Billy Bob teeth, and she's found her set.
And they've made a comeback. Good.
Yep. So we'd like to see a picture, Nikki.
Eat Me Cafe.
Pop me a picture.
The Eat Me boys say at the SJT, the people on the front row, that's us normally, because the front row seats are only a tenner, but you're actually on stage. It's like you're sat in someone's living room. But the front row seats always walk over the stage all the time.
Oh, I know. Just walk around.
During the performance.
Innit? Come on.
Oh, honestly. It's because at one time when I think it was only me that went to see it, Season's Greetings, I was literally sat at a table that was sat at the head of the dining room table, and they have like Christmas dinner, and I was just, my seat was right at the end of the table. It was so awkward.
Were you lit as a guest?
Almost. If I'd have done this, I'd have been lit, but I didn't. I sort of did that.
Oh, you could have pretended you were in it.
I know, I should have done. We are going to delve into our vaults and play you a video that I think a lot of you won't have seen, because a lot of people here are kind of new fans, new followers. So we're going to play a video from our vault, and then we will be back with
our top 5.
Our top 5. So this week we're going to be talking about our top 5 TV programs. But first of all, we're going to show you a video from our vaults.
Now that's what I call TV music I'd forgotten about. You thought you'd heard the last of these? Think again. Get ready for some top TV earworms in this classy double LP. Featuring Stephanie Decides from Crossroads. Big Brother's Shame Tell.
I want it all. I want it right now. I'm gonna get what I deserve and much more somehow.
Corey's Julie Goodyear.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Dennis Waterman.
If you want to, I'll change the situation.
Stephen Dennis.
Gonna make her feel good. Gonna make her feel good when you found somebody.
Noeline from Sylvania Waters.
There's no regrets, no tears goodbye. I don't want you back. We don't need cry.
Dana with the Brookie theme.
Be so clean and yet so hard to see. Those bad sweet days when we were younger.
Driving Schools, Maureen Rees.
You silly sod, I could have been off then. I've been driving in my car. It's not quite a Jaguar. I bought it in Primrose Hill. From a bloke from Brazil.
Sharon from Stenders.
We're gonna make something out of nothing. Gonna turn a spark into our flame. We're gonna make something out of nothing. Have to take a chance to win the game.
Corey's Alma and Mike.
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend the evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me.
Sue Puller.
We're starting together, taking a chance on what we feel. We're starting together because we believe our love is real.
Anita Dobson.
Anyone can fall in love. That's the easy part. You must keep it going. Anyone can fall in love.
Meg Mortimer from Crossroads.
The night feel much colder now,
I'm much older now and wiser, it seems.
Paul Shane.
You've lost that loving feeling, now it's gone. 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 Oh, oh, oh. Baby, baby, I'll get down on my knees for you.
The kids from Grange Hill.
Say no, no. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no. Don't have to act like a great big star. You can be a hero. Be who you are.
Now that's what I call TV music I'd forgotten about. From the Isolation Creation Records. The perfect gift for mothers, lovers, and that girl at work you don't really like. Now that's what I call TV music I'd forgotten about.
Hello and welcome back.
That was fun, wasn't it? Those songs.
Yeah, there was a lot of love for that. I would own that album. If it existed, I would buy that album.
We would sort of have it, but don't we? But in little chunks.
Yeah, but it's there will be another one of those, I think, at some point.
Oh,
because we had
definitely.
such fun creating it.
And there's loads more songs left over from the search.
Yeah, so yeah, I loved doing it. We loved it. There's a lot of love for it. So today's top 5 is our top 5 TV shows, TV series. This was really difficult to do.
Yeah.
And I like last week's the movies. I think if I had a different week, it would be a different list. Because it's hard to.
Well, I haven't included any comedies because I love that many comedies, and I've included shows that either had an impact on me or I could never forget.
Okay, I've got loads of comedies. I want to say some thank yous. So Gabrielle, thank you. So these are people who've tipped us during the show. Gabrielle, thank you. John Morissette, thank you. Sandra Brown, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, very glad.
For visiting there and whacking a couple of quid in our tip box. It's lovely. Thank you so much. So, yeah, Will Venus has just said what I thought. This is impossible. Top 5 TV shows of all time. We're going to get nichier. I think as we go through, we're going to get nichier. So then we'll do like our top 5 80s movies, top 5 80s TV shows, that sort of thing. But general kind of, hopefully, this just inspires you to maybe watch something that we enjoyed or...
also lets you have another little insight into our minds.
Yeah, I know a few of you bought Welcome to Whoop Whoop after our recommendation last week. And this shout out goes to Chris and Shari because it was your top 5... Or I don't know. Did you do top 5 TV shows? Kind of inspired us. So, shall I begin?
Yeah.
So my number 5, in at number 5, is Spaced.
Yeah.
With Jessica Stevenson, now known as Jessica Hines, and Simon Pegg, written by them, directed by Edgar Wright. Perfect little 2 series, no more than that. 12 episodes, I think. It's a show I can watch again and again and again. I love it. It's a show that I can watch the director's commentaries of because it's fascinating. It's full of like TV references. There are brilliant like standalone episodes. There's a lovely like overarching story. It's just clever. The way it's filmed kind of changed the way TV was shot. I love it. Spaced. Do you love Spaced?
Yeah. I remember it being very funny and fast paced and a bit cartoony, like a comic.
Yeah, does anyone out there love Spaced? I just love it. It's got loads of like pastiches of movies in there, little like Easter eggs that like the 2 girls like from The Shining, they're in the cupboard at one point, but they're actually just doing Bobber Job cleaning. Yeah, one of my favourites. If you own the DVD of Spaced, there's an amazing like documentary on there. And Tim and Daisy, Jessica and Simon, visit the Spaced house the house where it was filmed, and they go in and they talk to the people who own it. And the woman said, "Oh, there's people out there now. We get people coming and like taking their photographs out." And Jessica or Simon says, "Let's pretend we live here. Let's just pretend like we're actually a couple and we live here." So they go out and they're hand in hand and they go, "Hello." And these people are so starstruck and they go, "Oh yeah, we live here. It's our real house." Anyway, Spaced. So one of our favourites.
My number 5 is the BBC version of The Lives and Loves of a She-Devil.
Oh, wow. Good call.
Not the Roseanne Barr movie. No. I watched that when I was younger. And those were the days when there was a mini-series on and you had to wait week by week. And it always had me gripped. And also, it was one of the first times that I saw a lot of my favourite actresses. So Patricia Hodge was in it. Liz Smith, who I adore.
Miriam
Margolyes, yeah, she was in it.
And of course,
Julie T. Wallace.
Yeah.
And Bobo. Dennis Waterman. And I just thought I loved it. I loved the story. I loved how she
we should
manipulated the world so she could finally get at Mary Fisher.
We should do She-Devil. Who would be Mary Fisher?
And I always remember the opening. Mary Fisher lives in a lighthouse by the sea. So yeah, loved it.
Ah, yeah, good call. The Spaced is on Netflix at the moment, so if anyone wants to watch Spaced, it's on Netflix. She-Devil, I don't know if that's on anything. BritBox, it maybe is on.
I once got it from a DVD
we got it from,
shop.
Do you remember Katie gave it us, who worked in the...
Yes.
My friend worked in the BBC, the BBC, and her job was kind of in the library. And we could ask her for things, and she'd put them on VHS for us. So we got, we got She-Devil. Back in the day when you couldn't get things like that. Miriam was in it. Miriam plays a little nun who becomes like her sidekick.
I think she's only one episode.
In the movie, it's played by, who's the actress?
Linda Hunt.
Little
Linda Hunt. So each chapter, which is each episode, is a different part of the story. So I think Miriam was a nurse in a psychiatric ward with Julie T. Wallace, who's also a nurse there.
Lady Vanessa loved She-Devil. Yeah, good. She-Devil's a good call. A lot of love for She-Devil coming in. My number 4. I'm surprised this wasn't higher. It was higher and then I moved it. I'm surprised. As if I'm surprised I wrote this. My number 4 is, Alan won't be surprised, The Comeback.
Oh, yes. I'm not surprised.
So The Comeback with Lisa Kudrow, who was Phoebe in Friends. Don't let that put you off it. If you don't like Friends, don't let that put you off it.
Nothing like Friends.
It is genius. It's again 2 series, like one series, and then there was like about 10 years, and then they brought it back for another series. It's just perfect. It's uncomfortable but funny. Oh, I could watch it over and over and over again, and every time I watch it, something new makes me laugh in it. And we quote it a lot at home as well, don't we?
And I love Mickey, her hairdresser.
Oh,
because he sort of side eyes the camera a lot, and
you just watch it.
Comes in and does a hair.
So it's about an actress who was famous in like the 80s or 90s in a sitcom. It's kind of like Shelley Long, most probably, but also like Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah.
But anyway, she has an audition for a new show. And the makers of this new show are also filming a behind-the-scenes reality show called The Comeback, which is about an older actress making her comeback in Hollywood. So she has this reality crew with her all the time, and it's about her trying to manipulate the storyline, but they're trying to manipulate her, and then it's about the show within a show, and then 10 years later she makes a TV show based on the original show. It's really funny.
Give it a go.
I promise you it's funny.
We binged on it, didn't we?
And Alan doesn't like Friends at all, and doesn't really like Lisa Kudrow, or didn't.
do.
But you didn't, did you?
I don't like the Friends Lisa Kudrow.
So Alan was like, I don't think I like it, and I was like,
I like
please,
her.
it's so funny. So funny. Love it.
My number 4 is I've had to juggle this one because I love Marple and Poirot and a lot of other Vera, all that. But my number 4 goes to Columbo.
Really?
Yeah, I absolutely love Columbo.
Now, someone is in the room who's asking us to do Columbo as a video.
The reason why I love Columbo is I started watching him when I was at sixth form, and for some reason they were on the TV all the time back then. And I love the fact that it's like in an inverted crime, so you know exactly who did it, how they cover it up, and then this scruffy lieutenant,
it's Nibble's favourite,
comes and sniffles out. And what happens is they tend all these like criminals tend to be like quite highbrow people, and they're always looking down on him like he's like something they've stood in.
There's a lot of love for Columbo.
Oh,
in
it's
the room.
amazing. But the other good thing is each episode used to have famous people in it. So they'd have like Faye Dunaway or whatever. But my favourite episode is the Ruth Gordon one, where she plays a novelist, and she does a dirty murder, and he sort of gets in there, sniffs out the evidence, and bam, they're off to the county jail.
Misty Fry loves Columbo, and Chris Parinder, Chris aka Nibbles, loves Columbo, says Sunday is Columbo Day. Marcia, my sister-in-law, loves Columbo.
Good taste. You all have good taste.
Do you want to know a secret? I've never watched Columbo.
Well.
I've never watched an
Would you
episode
watch them
of
with
it.
me though?
I think I'd watch it. I'm a little bit annoyed that I'd know who the killer was.
I know, but that's the
Maybe
entertainment.
I'll watch it but miss the first 5 minutes. Oh, lovely. That was a great shout, Philippus. I should have thought of that.
What's that?
That might be on Alan's list, so I'm not going to say it. Okay, my number 3. Jamie's number 3. Should we move on to mine?
Yeah.
Number 3 is, this won't surprise my mum at all, Twin Peaks. So my number 3 is David Lynch's Twin Peaks. That was on telly when I was doing my A-levels. I just loved it. It was weird. It was odd. It was kind of, the styling of it was a bit 1950s, which kind of was what I was all about at that age, kind of still am. I just loved it. The whole mystery of who killed Laura Palmer, and then there were loads of spin-offy things that you could get. You could get the Diane tapes, which was the tapes that Kyle MacLachlan's recording to his secretary, so I had that on my Walkman. You could buy Laura Palmer's secret diary, which wasn't discovered until later on in the series. I just loved it. I loved the whole campy soap opera element of it. But I also just loved how weird it was. The little dancing dwarf, the giant.
And you can do the thing with the cherry stalk, can't you?
Yeah, and there's a character in it called Audrey Horne, who was my favourite character. And I was a little bit in love with the actress Sherilyn Fenn. In fact, she was my beard for a bit. So I kind of, bought posters of her and stuff to hide the fact I was really a raging old queen. But I was a little bit in love with Sherilyn Fenn and the character of Audrey Horne especially. And she gets a job as a hooker, which she goes undercover, by taking a cherry, taking the stalk off the cherry, putting it on her tongue, and then pulling it out, and she's tied a knot with it. And I can do that. I kind of learned to do it because of Twin Peaks, but I loved it. Loved Twin Peaks. The Log Lady. Yeah, Caroline's just mentioned. So Caroline, of course, is my bestie friend from, I was about 13, I guess, when we met. I thought Caroline was on Why Don't You when we first met. I think I've told her that.
The kids program.
Yeah. She says Sherilyn Fenn. She's just mentioned it. So I was madly in love with Sherilyn Fenn. But I love Twin Peaks. The Log Lady and all that. And owls. The owls are not what they seem. Alan.
Okay, my number 3 is Bangkok Hilton with Nicole Kidman.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember that one? Oh, wow. Again, another serial which we had to wait week by week. And I was completely obsessed with it when it started, because this poor girl, played by Nicole Kidman, who nobody really knew Nicole Kidman back then, did they? Before she was, famous. Goes travelling around looking for her father, and then meets that naughty man, who then pops stuff into her suitcase. And then she's caught and thrown into, and you think, oh, they're gonna They literally throw her in there and throw away the key. And you think, how the hell is this poor girl going to get out?
Denham Elliott's in it, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Because he he's... I don't want to give it away.
No, don't give it away in case people want to watch it. Caroline has said I made her watch a film with Sherilyn Fenn in a box. I did. She was in a weird film where her lover cut off her arms and legs and put her in a box. Talking of Bangkok Hilton, we used to, when we lived in Deptford, I think when we first watched Bangkok Hilton, we lived in London, in Deptford, in our little council flat. We had going into the kitchen a curtain of mirror balls, like a beaded curtain, but of mirror balls. And if Alan was cooking me something that I wasn't sure about, this was when he was a meat eater as well, I would sometimes like pop to the curtains and like peek through and check what was going on, check there wasn't cross contamination.
And there was a warder in Bangkok Hilton, and she was on IMDb. She's known as Pretty Warder. So she's the one that she takes the bribes.
So Alan would always call me Pretty Warder.
Yeah. Like,
because I was like spying through the bars.
What are you doing in there?
So he would say Pretty Warder would do it.
Yeah.
Caroline was not in Why Don't You. She was just on crutches. But I did think she was in Why Don't You when I first met her. And I thought she was Welsh. She's not. She's neither of those. She's Jewish and on crutches, but okay.
Number two.
My number two is Strangers with Candy.
Ah, yeah.
Strangers with Candy is an American series that stars Amy Sedaris and Stephen Colbert, who's now a chat show host. And it is... We discovered it when we went to Los Angeles and we stayed with our friend Ken, and it was one of his favourite shows. And he said, "Oh, you'll love this." And I don't think it's ever been shown in the UK.
I think it was on Comedy Network.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's about a kind of late 40s-year-old ex-hooker druggie. I was a boozer, a user, and a loser. And she goes back to high school, and the whole episodes are kind of filmed like Degrassi Junior High or after TV specials. There's always like an issue that Jerry has to kind of learn about. The character's called Jerry Blank.
So she's like a 40-odd-year-old woman going back to school, isn't she?
Yeah.
And she's like dated because she's been in prison that long.
She's got like a turtleneck.
So she's like wears 70s clothing. And
oh, it's so funny. If you've never seen it, just have a Google for Strangers with Candy. It's
actually based on a real woman, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on a real woman called Florrie something who did an after school like drug talk. There's a drugs episode. There's like a teenage pregnancy episode, but it's this 40-year-old woman who's going through it, and her lessons that she learns, she always delivers to the camera at the end like, "This is the lesson I've learned." They're always awful. They're always
because she's had such a colourful life, which obviously rears its head too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like she goes on about a donkey called Ramon.
Ramon. That she obviously
had some fun
perform with in Mexico, I think. Oh, Ramon. It's filthy, funny. It's completely like politically incorrect. Amy Sedaris is the sister of David Sedaris. For anyone who knows him, who's one of my favourite authors. Just such a funny woman. Funny series.
And she's got a great show at the moment called At Home with Amy Sedaris, which...
Yeah, which is weird as well. And, just funny. There's people saying, great show, love Amy Sedaris. Yeah. So, Strangers with Candy is my number two.
My number two is Prime Suspect with Helen Mirren. I fell in love with this program back in the late 80s, 90s. Linda LaPlante, and obviously Linda LaPlante's sort of novels and storylines are always like a woman struggling in the world of a male domineering world, and what's worse than detectives, and so it's sort of her sort of like no nonsense approach to the crimes and everything, and fell in love with Dame Helen Mirren since then.
Yeah, you introduced it to me, I think, in like the early 2000s. And I think I watched most of them with you.
I think there's a funny French and Saunders Linda LaPlante.
Oh, there is a funny
sketch.
Linda LaPlante where they all kind of come in.
And they sort of question.
Yeah. There's a Strangers with Candy movie. It's not that good. The movie's not as good as the series. Yeah, Prime Suspect, amazing choice. Very good and groundbreaking. Prime Suspect, so good. From Nibbles and Bubbles. Andrew Chapman's got the box set. The Birthday Boy has the box set. And the box set of Widows. I don't know if we've watched Widows, have we? We've watched the film.
I've seen Widows. I like Linda LaPlante. I've seen a lot of her dramas and they're pretty good.
Yeah, my friend Barbara's in...
Crime and Retribution, that's another good one.
Trial and Retribution,
Trial and Retribution.
And Barbara tells me... Barbara's in the bill. Was a main part in the bill. Quite a main part. And apparently she met with Linda LaPlante to talk about kind of the role she played in the bill. And Barbara tells me that was all pretty much the basis of Prime Suspect character. Kind of a woman in a man's world, sort of. Anyway.
All I remember is Jane Tennyson going into a sort of busy cop room where all the blokes are like, putting up. It's all right, you lot. All right, you lot. So yeah, that's my number 2.
Claire B80 says the Prime Suspect set in the 1970s was good too.
Oh yeah, that was when she's a young WPC, isn't it?
Do you want to hear my top? My number 1?
Your number
I bet it's the same as yours.
It won't be.
My number 1 is...
Oh, you see...
Prisoner Cell Block H.
Yeah.
Why is that my number 1? It's because it was such a huge part of kind of my childhood, and then it was a huge part of our kind of courtship. It's still a big part of our life. And I was thinking about shows that I could watch time and time again. And Cell Block H is a show that I could watch time and time again. It's dated, it's a little bit terrible, it's sometimes brilliant, it's sometimes so bad it's funny. But yeah, Cell Block H is right up there as my number 1.
Wow, I didn't think it would be.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be, but yeah.
It's just because I thought I could just watch it over and over again. It's kind of like a guilt. It would also be a top guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, ask me next week, it'll be a different 5. But I think Prison Cell Block H is right up there. Remember, I'm sleep deprived this week.
My number 1 is a BBC drama called Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit.
Oh, wow. Alan's a so, intellectual compared
Well,
to
I've got loads of comedies, but I
Yeah.
thought my comedies would just swamp the list.
I've just thought of another one that should be on my list.
And that was based on Jeanette Winterson's book. I sort of studied it for one of my drama degree finals and put on a 20-minute version of it, but it was based on the book rather than the TV version. And again, it's mainly because of the actresses that was in it and of course the story.
Pam Ferris.
Yeah, Pam Ferris. Geraldine McEwen, who was amazing in it.
Charlotte Coleman,
who sadly died. But all the sort of the background of all those women, those little northern women who were, stomping down to the local church hall to be brainwashed by.
I'd not watched it. I hadn't seen it until we started dating, and Alan told me about it, and then we got it on video. Video. That's how old we are. We got it on video, and watched it one day. It was great. Loved it.
Just.
Who's the guy in it? Is it Pete Postlethwaite?
No, I can't remember. Kenneth Cranham.
Kenneth Cranham. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And obviously, it deals with Jessie's she's homosexual and meets a girl and she's fighting this, and then obviously the church come in and meddle with that, and so yeah. But in the book, she's she has a sort of demon visitor during all these horrific times, and it sort of helps her question her sexuality, because Jeanette Winterson's book's a bit different from the TV version, but loved it.
A lot of love for it. Mr. Thruppence loves Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit. The main actress died. She played the quirky girl in 4 Weddings and a Funeral as well.
And Celia Imrie's in it. I'm very fond of you, Jess, but I don't want your spittle today.
Paul McFarlane wants to thank us for his support during his mum's funeral, which I think was recently, and his mum's passing.
Yeah.
So thank you, Paul. We were thinking.
It was his birthday yesterday, I think, Paul, wasn't it? And it was your first
birthday without mum,
your
which
mum.
must be hard. That's our top 5. Now there are TV shows that narrowly missed mine. My ones that narrowly missed include Money Heist on Netflix, which I've absolutely adored, haven't I?
Casa de Papel.
Casa de Papel. Loved it on Netflix. I love a sort of heist drama, but I thought that was just great. It was long, but every second was worth it. Big shocks, I loved it. Breaking Bad is also on my list because I really enjoyed it, and it's a TV show I want to revisit. Being Human is on my list, which I really enjoyed. Russell Tovey, Aidan Gillen, Paul Dark. Really about a vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost who share a house. But brilliant. Pose was on my list as well. Pose! Tens across the board. And Our Friends in the North, which again was kind of a life-changing
Well, I saw one
TV
of those
show
shows that, affected me years ago and still do.
Oh yeah, we should have discussed.
Because literally my list was full of like comedies, and I thought, I can't just give you 5 comedy programs. So
no, we should have discussed. No, I could have done my top 5 dramas, I guess.
But somebody earlier on said they'd like to know our top 5 musicals.
Yeah, we'll do top 5 musicals. Should we do that next week?
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, and we can't scroll to find it, but we'll do that. Keith Wellens wants to know if I ever had the single of the theme tune to Cell Block H. I didn't.
I did.
He did.
And it had all the new sort of cast on it, didn't it? And began, what's going on? Who's that? Where's
pictures.
Where's Mrs. Davidson?
Who's Gerda Nicholson? Caroline Love, Being Human. All the series were brilliant. My mum has mentioned Mother Love. That's a series which was great. Do you remember we watched it one Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Christmas Day when we were doing Panto, we kind of
had one day off.
Yeah, and I'd set the video for it. I think it was on BBC 4, and I'd set the video for it, and we watched it all in one day. It was Philippus who wants to know our top 5 musicals. I thought it was you. Let us know what your top kind of TV show is. We are going to hand back to the Agony Aunts.
Oh, another question.
Yeah, we'll hand over to the Agony Aunts, and then we'll be back with you in a couple of minutes.
Well, we're getting popular with this Agony Aunt stuff, aren't we?
Well, we're very wise.
Postman Pete popped a sack full the other day full of letters. Mind you, a lot of them were very mucky. They weren't asking for advice, they were asking for things like, underwear.
Oh, how filthy.
Mind you, only cost £2.75 to send it.
Right, well, let's see what's in the sack this week.
Now, dealing with problems like this can be quite complicated.
Thought for a long time that it's far too easy to get married. It's harder to buy a 3-piece suite on HP.
This one's from Rachel. My bloke has just bought back a bottle of Southern Comfort. This means he is either going to start being a twat. Ooh, sorry about the language. Or he will be parading in my burlesque clothes all night. One I can cope with. The other one will make me also become a twat. Ooh. Either way, it will be a two-way affair. How can I stop my bloke becoming a twat? I am happy for us to sit around in corsets.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Well, it is, and there's a lot of effing and jeffing in there, Rachel, if I'm honest with you.
Well, first of all, I'll say you're lucky. Because if he's walking around in burlesque outfits, he must look good in it. Oh man, as he comes home with 4 cans of Guinness in his underpants that's full of gold dust. And secondly, why don't you join him?
What, and drink the Southern Comfort and...
Together, and both dress up together. Variety's the spice of life, they say, don't they?
Oh, do you know what, Rachel? I think just take the Southern Comfort, pop it away, pop the kettle on, get a nice cuppa, put on some normal telly, and just stop being such a sexual animal.
Do you not have fantasy about your husband?
No, not at all.
Oh, I have them all the time.
About your husband?
Oh, yeah. About him putting up shelves, mowing the bloody lawn, putting the bloody bin out.
I know, that's the sort of work we want doing, not running around in my woman's underwear.
Enjoy it while it lasts, love, because I'll tell you what, it won't last long.
So, I hope we've sorted out that problem for you, Rachel. Let us know how you get on.
And like the others, send us a photo.
Oh, there you go. There's no little question answered.
Lots of love coming in for different shows. The Sherlock Holmes with Basil Rathbone, Jeremy Brett, Sons and Daughters, Schitt's Creek. A few people have said Schitt's Creek. I know Marcia loves Schitt's Creek as well. Caroline has mentioned Schitt's Creek. We started watching Schitt's Creek and haven't finished it. It didn't get us, and I don't know because I hear such good things about it. Should we get back into it and try it again? In Sickness and Health, A Low, 8 Half Hot Mum.
I mean, they're all coming out like Tenko.
Tenko.
Oh, amazing. Tenko.
Classic Doctor Who. Yeah, there's so much good TV out there.
We make good drama, don't we?
We do. Robin of Sherwood. Robin.
Deke said, I love brass. I love brass.
I love brass. She just means the hangings.
I love brass hangings.
Quantum Leap. God,
yeah.
We should do Quantum Leap credits.
Yeah.
Because we could have each other in the mirror all the time.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Didn't he say oh boy whenever he saw Curb Your Enthusiasm? Good show. It was going to be on my list, but I thought there's kind of ones that I don't find as funny. And it had to be, for me, it had to be like I find all of it as good as each other. That's why the comedy shows are like shorter, sort of 2 series. Like I love The Office. I love Fawlty Towers. I love things where there's only like 12 episodes and it's sort of perfect.
I think the stuff on your list has to be stuff that you'd watch over and over again, isn't it? No matter how many times. Yeah. And no matter how many times you've seen it, you sit down and...
I mean, Cell Block H, I know it's pretty dreadful, but I could just watch it over and over again.
But it means such a lot, doesn't it?
It means such a lot
so
to
much,
me.
and it's still going
it's really
strong.
Nostalgic.
They're selling it all off again now, selling it in DVDs, so it's...
My brother is saying that Saint and Greavesy's his favourite show.
There?
I don't even know who Saint is. I think it's Ian.
Is he joking?
Ian St John and Jimmy Greaves.
No, he must be joking.
He's joking.
It's Alan Partridge, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it must be Alan Partridge, Ewan, one of yours. That Alan Partridge, the One Show one, was brilliant.
Deke says Royal Family. Oh, Deke's Royal Family's there. I mean, that's on my comedy list. That's
Again, Royal Family was going to be on my list, but I thought some of the later ones weren't as good. And so that's why it wasn't on my list. If they just stuck to those 2 series, it would be right on my list. Beautiful People. Moonlighting. Oh, Moonlighting. I adored Moonlighting. That would be when I was doing my GCSEs, Moonlighting. Of course, you all know Bruce Willis is one of my first crushes. Yeah, loved it. Have you enjoyed tonight? Look, it's 9:30 already, people. I'm going to play you a little song. So we're going to play a song. We'll be back after the song for kind of a little lock-in. But kind of 90 minutes, we think that's kind of long enough for a lot of you to listen to us, and it's work night.
We don't want to bore you to death.
It's hump day and it's work night. So if anyone wants to go to bed, off you go to bed. We're going to play you a song. Philippus has just mentioned the original V. We should do a skit
you love
of
that,
V
don't
as
you?
well. I love it. Anyway, we're going to play you a song. I'm going to keep an eye on what's going on because I'm hoping we're not going to be pulled for playing this song.
Oh, I don't want to be pulled off again.
But she's in the house. She's been with us all night. So we'll hear a little known track from our Scylla. And we'll see anyone for the lock-in on the other side.
No,
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. We're not ashamed to say we hope it always stays this way. Our heads
Oh, sorry, people. We had mute.
Oh.
We had it on mute.
Oh, you were not...
Welcome back.
Muted.
Oh, how funny. Sorry about that. Scylla muted us.
So we were saying about Nikki's wonderful comment about they all had Billy Bob teeth in.
Yeah, Nikki said everyone's got Billy Bob teeth in.
And I was saying she'd be wobbling that bike, wouldn't she?
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that, people. When a song comes on, I mute a microphone and I forgot to unmute it. The Curse of Lady Black. Philippa says it well. The Curse of Cilla Black. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we're back live. I think you can hear us again.
I think now I'm getting memories now of like surprise when she'd go and surprise somebody and then do a song.
I never knew that there was such a wealth of Cilla songs in that Richard Bobbins Duffer says wobbly bike, even more wobbly vocals.
Do you remember that other show she used to do where it was called some like...
You Bet?
No, there was like a pathway to prizes. Do you remember? So the whole family would wish, like, the boy would want a bike, the girl would want a...
Oh, yeah, so they bought, like, Dream... Wasn't it... They got Dream things, but they had to, like, memorise every flag of the world and say them in a minute or something.
Or each member of the family would ask for a prize. And it depended whether, if they answered all the questions right, whether they'd get all of them or just a booby prize. And if they failed, she'd say, here's a couple of quid for the kids.
Oh yeah, and the bairns used to like, the father could kill, like, would ruin the bairn's dreams if he didn't remember the first note.
But she'd always give the kids a little Toys R Us voucher if they lost.
Arrested Development, Getting On. Arrested Development's a good show.
Moment of Truth.
That was the Cilla show. Getting On is a really good show. Am I thinking of the right show? Is Getting On the show with Joe Brand? No, it's not.
Oh, that was the hospital one, wasn't it?
Maybe I'm thinking... the show with Joe Brand where she played a nurse was brilliant.
Was that called Getting On?
I think it's called Getting On. I might be wrong. Scylla's Moment of Truth. Keith and Liz Wellens went to see it live. Keith, what did they have to do? What was the moment of truth? What did the person have to do?
I remember a pathway being lit up
as they got closer to their gifts.
Yeah.
Getting On was Joe Brand. Oh yeah. On the original Japanese version, they sat the kids on like the bikes and stuff, and if the parents lost, they whipped them off it.
No, they said whip them.
Nigel Allen has said that Scylla on a bike was almost as wobbly as you on your Murder, She Wrote bike.
The day I nearly died, yeah.
What did I see recently on telly? And someone was on a bike, and I said, "Oh, we'll have to do that, and you'll be on your bike."
It's a comedy, wasn't it?
I can't remember. The Nurses. It was a great show with Vicky Pepperdine, who's a brilliant actress.
Thank you for being a friend.
Any new shows coming in? Melanie Felly's been watching Bottle Boys on YouTube. That's about milkmen, isn't it? Is Robin Asquith one?
I don't remember that. I remember the Dustman Men one.
Bottle Boys, I think, is about milkmen. I imagine Roy Kinnear's one of them.
They brought some odd comedies out, didn't they? That only lasted like a series, like Don't Drink the Water. And all sorts and Goodbye, Mrs. Noah. Getting On was
written by and starred Joe Brand, Vicky Pepperdine, and Joanne Scanlon, who also is in a great Channel 4 detective show, No Offence.
It's really good.
With a couple of really good actresses, and one of those actresses has a daughter who's an actress who is in an awful film about do you remember it? Mint Sauce.
Oh yeah.
A child actor who was just so terrible in something about a family being held hostage, and she was so stagey, and I got a little bit obsessed with how stagey this actress was. And then we found out it's the girl from No Offence's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Abigail's Party, great bit of TV. Yeah, it didn't feature on my list because it wasn't a series, and I sort of thought TV series. Abigail Party definitely would be up there.
That was Play for the Day. What a Play for Today.
Yeah, I think we'll do like TV movies maybe, and Abigail's Party will be up there.
I wish they brought some of those back because there were some great ones. Because there's a great one with Queenie Watts that I loved called Waterloo Sunset. That was a Play for Today. A bit iffy. No,
Nikki
not
Baxter's mentioned What We Do in the Shadows. Love
Oh,
it. We've not watched it all yet, Nikki, but it has Natasha Demetriou in it, who we are slightly obsessed with, aren't we? And we're obsessed with
her friend. What's her name?
Ellie. They have a show called Tasha and Ellie. I can't remember Ellie's surname.
They're a funny
Very
double act,
funny
aren't
double
they?
act. And of course, Statlet's Flats. Natasha is in as well. Let's have a look. Richard Bobbins Duffer met Alison Steadman in Southport. She was lovely. I bet she would be lovely.
I think she'd be lovely.
Yeah, I think she'd be lovely. I don't think I've ever met her. Have I met?
Caroline says they love Herbert Clunkerdunk. Who's that?
Who's Herbert Clunkerdunk? Is he in What We Do in the Shadows? I'm not sure. I've just looked over my shoulder and it looks to me like Scylla's still singing in YouTube. That's like the weird delays and stuff that we have here. Caroline, who's Herbert Clunkerdunk? I think we should know because it's from a show that we watch.
Jason says, with our love of pastiche, did we like Spitting Image? I didn't really like all the political stuff, but I liked all the sort of the royal family, and they used to do like the odd little sketch of like Scylla or something, didn't they?
Yeah, I was I think I was too young for Spitting Image. So I didn't get Spitting Image. I was too young for it, I think. I think I would have got it if I was a bit older, but
I liked some of it. A lot of it was political, wasn't it? So I didn't really get that.
Caroline says it's from Spencer Jones, a BBC comedy. Second series is just out. Oh, we'll have a look. I've not seen it. We'll have a look. We just watched Alma's Not Normal, which we really enjoyed on BBC.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Oh, Seven Network. Same question. Did we like
Paul,
Spitting Image?
Paul says, are we going to do a Last of Summer Wine? We are. But we're
waiting for nice weather so we can do it outside. We're waiting for nice weather. We'll get Nibbles and Bubbles to drive us to the moors. And we'll do it in the moors.
We've also got like the next street's also having broadband fitted in proper.
It's so noisy.
Proper broadband in road. So there's loads of drilling going on. So I'm not sure our filming outdoors days are going to be happening for a while.
No, I don't know. We haven't even thought what we're going to do this weekend. We've not had a chat about it. So wait and see. I've no idea. It'd be a surprise.
We love doing the last one.
Yeah, we love doing Suddenly for you. When are you doing Dallas Loves? We need a Stetson. We should buy a Stetson, really. Tip us some money. We'll buy Stetsons and we'll do Dallas.
I nearly found. I found one in a charity shop in Scarborough, but it was so small.
I have like a little pit of shame in my tummy about doing a play at school. You know when you did drama at school in like first or second year? First year, I think, secondary school. So I think Caroline wasn't even there yet to kind of placate me and calm me down. But I played Sue Ellen in a thing at school in my first year secondary school, and I borrowed a pair of my mum's zip-up pleathers, like heeled boots, brown leather boots, and big shoulder pads. But I have a little bit of shame because I know that doing that then led to lots of bullying, and I just wish I'd never done it.
Oh, I did. I was Ange in EastEnders at my school.
Yeah, but you were already
So I borrowed my mum's pussy bow blouse, a curly wig, and all I said, "Hello, darling."
Where did you get a curly wig from?
I borrowed it. Oh, my friend might have borrowed it from his mum. So I played, and he was like, "Oh, why don't one of the girls play Angie? Angie Watts?" No, I'm playing her.
I think the boys at school were like, "Why didn't you let so and so play her?" And I was like, "Because they wouldn't have the sass." Anyway, it was. I wish I'd not done it. I remember zipping up the boots behind a little curtain in lower school, and having to make my entrance. And just as soon as I went on stage, thinking this is a big mistake. Caroline, I wish you'd been there. You would have helped me out.
You had more sass than Sprilla.
Yeah. Scylla says she can see me in them now. They were. I had a love for little pleather heels even back then. with Easter, Darren says, with Easter coming up, any projects or spoofs coming up? We're hoping to do one this weekend. We've
got a list of things we're going to be doing, and you all sent lovely suggestions in, which we do actually add to the list, and some of you have been chuffed when we've actually done what you've asked us to. So there's stuff on the list. So keep on sending us stuff. As I said, somebody wrote in and said, can you do a Colombo opening?
Yeah, Colombo would be cool.
And I said, I think we'll have to look at what happens in the openings.
Kath and Kim, we did a little suddenly we kissed like Kath and Kel and Kath. So Kath and Kim is on our list to do.
We did a photo of Kath and Kim year before last.
Caroline hates my story about Dallas. Yeah, you would. It was horrible. We know who was at school and most probably behind us at the time. Philippus would love a Miss Marple sketch. It would be good. We want to do like a detectives sketch, so maybe incorporating Miss Marple and Poirot and having all of them.
And I'm writing a detective sketch at the moment based on one particular detective.
We also want to do I've forgotten the name of it. The spin-off, the Colbys. We want to do the Colbys. We've been watching some Home and Away. We want to do Home and Away.
Yeah.
So
we so want to do Cell Block H, which is going to happen.
But we like to surprise you.
Yeah,
we like to surprise you with things that you're maybe not knowing about, and it just will happen.
Because we were doing the we were well planning to do the we did the Scott and Charlene wedding, and then we can do it a week before, and then we thought, no, we'll keep that for Valentine's because it's like a love thing. And then the bloody news of Neighbours, it was like, oh no!
We think if we'd done it that week, we could have
ridden
the wave
on the waves of
Neighbours finishing. We are going to do. I know you keep saying, "Where's Cell Block H? Where's Cell Block H?" It's going to happen. We are going to do.
There is props to be made, and I'm in the process of
year
working on.
Steph Powell, we've done Cagney and Lacey, and it is awesome. So get on YouTube and look it up. It's funny. I like it. But it is awesome. I'm dead proud of the Cagney and Lacey one. And Tyne Daly and Sharon Glass both liked it. And we've done Most Haunted. But we did it with our spin. If we do Cell Block H, Nikki wants to know who'll be Lizzie. I'll be Lizzie, I think. Won't I?
Oh, definitely.
Alan will be B.
Well, we won't tell you.
We'll wait. Surprise us, says Nibbles and Bubbles. Nibbles and Bubbles are still here. Nibbles and Bubbles, do you want to go to Eat Me tomorrow? Or you're back from holiday, so you most probably are knackered and maybe brassic because you've just been on holiday. But if you want to go to Eat Me Cafe, send me a little message because we're going to go and have a little meal there tomorrow to celebrate my end of work.
And then we can find out about your holiday.
Yeah, but if not, we'll do it like next week or whatever. But we're going to go tomorrow. So if you are free and fancy it, come and join us.
Thomas has said we should do Fools and Horses.
Good idea, Thomas. We should do it. We really should do it.
Thomas, I'll send you the photo that we did of Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah.
I'll send it in a message.
But there's enough characters in Fools and Horses for us to have a bit of fun with it as well. So yeah, that'll be a good one. I'll be Rodney's posh wife.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name is.
Cassandra.
Will Sherry be in our Cell Block H? I don't think so, Andrew. Because
we don't want to confuse.
If someone finds it without knowing who Sherry is, it'll just confuse them. So we're going to be with Cell Block H, we're going to be quite strict, and we're definitely going to stick to like the people you'll know from it.
We're also, with the Cell Block H sketches, we're planning a series of Cell Block H. So it's not all going to be just done in one sketch. It's going to be done like the early years and then...
Nibs and Bubs are going to a Chinese restaurant tomorrow. Maybe we'll crash. Your romantic meal.
Hiya! Can you use chopsticks? Yeah, so the Cell Block H is going to be doing different parts of the storyline. So
Chris Nibbles has suggested the A-Team. Chris, we did the A-Team, but we did it as the Golden Girls. So if you've not watched it yet, look up the Golden Girls and the A-Team. We mashed them up together, and yeah, you'll enjoy it. My lovelies, it is now 9:45. We are gonna disappear.
Pop Peggy in the garden.
Pop Peggy in the garden. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a really fun night tonight. I've really enjoyed it. We will be back next Wednesday night, definitely. We will get something out this weekend. We don't know what it'll be yet.
No, we'll sort of decide tomorrow, most probably, or Friday, and it'll be sent to you Sunday.
Next week you will have top 5 musicals.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting because I love musicals. Who doesn't love musicals?
I do like some.
Yeah, I know, that will be why it's interesting. But yeah, lots of love to you all.
I hope you have a good week, and I hope the storms don't create havoc and, whip your tiles off your roof and all that will blow your garden about.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Nibs and Bubs, if you want just a drink or something in the next few days, let us know. We're going to have a little meal at Eat Me, but we could meet for a drink afterwards if you fancy just a drink before your meal, after our meal. We've had a laugh. We've enjoyed it. Richard, Bob and Stuffer enjoy catching up with Drag Race. There's so much drag on telly at the moment.
Drag.
We haven't mentioned Anti-Deck.
Anti-Deck or anti.
Anyway, we are going to leave you with one of our favourites, not Scylla, one of our absolute favourites. Enjoy every second of this because this is TV gold. Good night. Bye.
I pray to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day, day by day. Day